Okay, so this is just a quick run through. I'm just going to try and create a quick little top hat in Maya. Try and do it in the simplest way possible. So we'll start off with just a basic cylinder. Let's oomph that up a bit. Oomph. There we go. That's better. So for height, we'll go for 4 because then we've got a bit of wiggle room. Caps will go 3. Again, wiggle room. Wiggle room is important. Do not underestimate the wiggle room. Actually, yeah, let's keep them, but let's just shushki it up like that to start with. Actually, no, let's not keep the height. We'll take that down to 2. There we go. We've just got it there. So now what we can do is we can look underneath it and we'll change the selection. So we'll go selection of the face. What we're going to do is we're going to pull down. So what I'm doing is holding shift, click that one, then click the one next to it, like that. Double click the one next to it and then you select that ring, which is incredibly helpful. So now we'll go mesh and we'll go edit mesh, we'll go extrude. This then gives us a 3-way of which direction we want to extrude. We want to extrude downwards. So we'll pull that down and it'll create something with a load of divisions in it. We want less than that, that's too many for us, so we'll go for, because what we can do again, when we get to what we want, we can pull these up or down. So let's again change that to an edge. So what we can do is double click that, so we've now selected that edge and that goes all the way around. We then select the move tool and we can move that edge up or down. So it means that if we wanted to constrict it like in the middle, if we wanted to pull that whole thing in the middle, we'll go up to the top and we'll just constrict, and then we get that kind of an effect. And we can still move that up or down because of how we've done it. So we can do that. So it gives a lot of flexibility in what we're doing, but we're not going to do that just yet. So we'll just undo all of that. Now the one that we want to do is we want to go down to, so we've got that ring there. So what we want to do now is pull this one, this line here, down to the near the bottom, and then we're going to make a kind of a brim. So what we're going to do again is we'll change the selection to face one there, and then we'll go, let's go in a little bit closer so we can actually do this properly. So shift and double click, and then again that pulls that out. So now what we want to do, so the easiest way to do it, because we're going outwards, we'll go almost underneath. We'll go again, mesh tools, no, edit mesh, excuse me. And then you can see again we've got our extrude tool here. So we definitely don't want as many as 12 divisions on this one. So we'll just go for 2. We'll pull out, there we go, we've got 2. So I'm just going to go back to object mode, I'm going to click it, I'm going to click F, so then that kind of full screens it. So it just makes it a bit easier for all of us to get an idea of what we've got going on. So one thing that's kind of noticeable, outside it looks alright, but inside, if you look, the outside edge is here, the inside is here. That's because this is the inner width. So we want to increase that inner width. So let's go to the edge, we'll double click on you. Now this is still going to be connected, only connected to the one at the top. Okie doke, cool. It's always good to check because sometimes these things are a little difficult to follow through. So we'll double click on that one. Gonna double click on this one to select that as well. Double click on that one to select that as well. Double click on that one to select that as well. So now we'll click onto the grow tool again. We'll select all of it and we'll move all of it. So we don't want to go to that point because that then means we're going up into the reversing normals. Just want to do it to there. That better? Ooh, that's unusual. No thanks, don't want that. Oh, I know why. It's because we're going through all of these as one. Right. Okay. So we can do this a slightly different way. The reason that's doing that, the reason that was kind of blowing out is because we're expanding horizontally, depth wise and vertically. So it's kind of going loop like that. So because that's inside something, that's doing that to the whole internals, which is a bit weird. So what we'll do is we'll squeeze it out that way, and we'll squeeze it out that way. Get it so that it's about right. That looks about right. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, you can see that's better. That already looks like it's much sort of bigger and easier to follow what we're doing. Okay, so let's just go to F again. Oh, actually, no, let's go to object mode, select it, and then go to F. There we go. So now we've just done it normally. Deselects, then we see what it's like when it's just regular shaded. Okay, so it's kind of alright, just as a basic top hat. Just because it's me, I do like seeing things on top of the grid rather than underneath them. And it's only there because I increase the size of all of it in one fell swoop. Okay, what else do we want to do to this? Let's make it a little slimmer in one direction so then it's more like a hat. So we'll kind of shrink it along there. Yeah, that's alright. Yeah, that's alright. Okay. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to select the individual vertices. The reason being is what we want to do is to give it a bit of a dip through the center, and if we do it like this we can then select certain ones of these. Now at the moment we're in perspective view. One of the problems with this is that so so what you can do with perspective view, I can click here, I can drag here, and that will then select these, and you can see on the other side it selects all of them all the way through. But the way that we're looking at it, it may not properly select the ones behind. So what we'll do to get around that, we'll go into, so we'll press, so I'm not selecting anything, I'll press the space bar, boom, and we get into our 4-way view. I'm then going to go to the side X view. So let's just do that. And that again, just to pull that up, I just pressed the space bar again when my cursor was in the side X view. So, oh yeah, right, okay. So we're gonna dip it down a little bit in the center. So to do that, let's just zoom in a bit. There we go. Right. So we give it a bit of a dip. Okay. So now what we can do, because we know that we're on the side X view, we know that everything is going to be lined up. All the vertices are going to be lined up identically. So what we'll do, because we're still in vertex view, because you can see, because as we go over each individual vertex, they're turning red. So if I clicked on one, it would highlight the whatever tool that we're using. So let's highlight these ones, and like I say, that's going to go through the whole of the hat from front to back, or side to side in fact. We'll go on to the movement, we'll move all of them down just a smidge. So you can see we've got some interesting stuff going on there. So that's some of the internals haven't properly pulled over. So there's like this one here that didn't properly pull down. It goes black, that means that the normals are reversed. We don't want that. So let's just select all of that again. Let's just try doing it a little bit more precisely if we can. Let's go through like that, nice and wide. See what this one's like. So now we'll duck that down. So again, we're kind of getting the same thing, which is a bit interesting. Let's just go into the perspective view and see what we've got on that. Okay, so it's kind of alright. We're selecting too much. We're selecting too much, definitely. So shift on the side. So Control Z to undo that. We're just going to take these ones. Going to dive down a little bit. Even that's not selecting all of them. Damn you! Okay, we'll go for the central ones then. Okay, let's have a look at that and see what that one looks like. Alright, so let's just let's deselect all. There we go. So what does that one look like? Kind of alright. Ish. It's not perfect. Definitely not perfect. I don't know. I think we'll pull it back again. Okay, so what we'll do, next thing we'll do is we will go for edges. We'll go for this edge. We're going to move this edge all the way up here. Oh, that's better. Yeah, that gives us a little bit of a kind of brow bit. So now what we need to do, yeah, that's good. That is good. So we'll take this one and we'll move this one down a little. That's kind of just what we need to do up here, really. Just move it down a little. And the central one, if we can get the right line. So now, because we don't want to do an edge on that one, we just want to do the vertex. We'll just push that one in. What does that look like then? Deselect all. How's that going? That looks alright. Yeah. Bosh. Alright, so next thing we'll do, we're going to add, what we'll do, we will move this edge down. Then we'll move this edge down as well. Reason being is these bits, these two edges here, so basically these faces along here, so what I'm going to do is shift and double click. Oh, there we go. Shift and double click, that just gives us that selection again. So we'll do the same thing again. So we're going to go to edit mesh and extrude. We're going to bring divisions down to, we're just going to have one division. So we're just going to pull that out just slightly. Just enough that it's like a ribbon around the hat. There we go. So now, is it Control D? No, it's Shift D. No, Alt D. There we go, Alt D. That's the kitty. Right, so although it's just a little line, it does make it look just that little bit better. Nice, nice quick bit of modelling.